All right, well, Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping held a key bilateral meeting in Tianjin, where China is hosting the SCO Summit 2025. Both nations have now released statements on the talks held between the two leaders. While China spoke of India-China relations as enduring ties between two ancient Eastern civilizations and the world's two most populous countries, China stated that the two sides are partners and not rivals and must uphold multilateralism and the principle of a multipolar world. Importantly, China asserted that with the global economy facing high uncertainty, it is upon India and China, as important global economies, to strengthen cooperation. Meanwhile, India asserted that both India and China pursue strategic autonomy and the relations should not be seen through a third-party lens. India and China affirmed the need to proceed from a political and strategic direction to expand bilateral trade and investment ties and reduce trade deficit. Prime Minister Modi also extended an invitation to President Xi Jinping for the BRICS Summit, another key multilateral platform that India will be hosting in 2026. We continue to talk about this with our guests, and it's important to understand that both these countries want the same thing. And joining us to in fact talk about this is Mithali Nikore, economist. We also have Pramitpal Chaudhary, senior journalist, still with us on the show. Mr. Manish Gupta, market expert, still with us on the broadcast. Major General Brajesh Kumar, former DG Military Infrastructure, senior defense expert, and of course Ambassador Manju Said continues to be with us here as well. Mithali, well, India's GDP is steady. China, for one reason or the other, has taken advantage of consumer economies, especially the United States, to keep its tag of the second largest economy in the world for a very, very long time. Its per capita has also largely improved as a result of the $20 trillion economy. What can India learn from China when it comes to the acceleration of its economy and getting to that number one and number two spot, say, in about a couple of decades?
So absolutely, I mean, that's a very interesting question. And I do want to emphasize how little the West has ever acknowledged China's rise as an economic superpower and how much they've resisted learning from China and how much they've, sort of forced countries in Asia and Africa also to not study and not cite the best practices coming out of China in the last, decade. I mean, as a development practitioner, I can tell you that there have been so many instances where I may have pointed out something that's actually being done well in China, and I've been told in meetings, no, please don't cite this example because we don't want to talk about China. And I think that itself is, it shows how little research has actually happened in the development experience of China and how much more needs to be done. Having said that, I think some of the lessons, for any country, not only in India, but for any country, really come from the continued focus on decentralized development that China has done. I mean, the fact that they've created so many urban conglomerations, so many urban centers of growth around the country, the fact that they have decentralized development, the fact that they have incentivized their mayors to really be the champions for growth in their specific regions is in itself, a huge change from how the West really does things. The other point is really around the fact that China has invested in the ownership of rare earths.